Here is your host, Dean Basic.
Welcome to another episode. My name is Dean Basic. You can find me on X at hashtag Kangas, Instagram hashtag Kangaroos Podcast. Today I'm back with a solo pod to get an overreaction of our first intra-club match. If you aren't panicking, then you should be. Clearly, I'm joking there. The first rule, and this is probably going to be a theme for the show, is don't overreact to yesterday. Don't underreact either, and it's it pretty much just stay sort of in the middle. Don't stay balanced. More of a balanced approach. Yeah, that's the way. Anyways, let's get to it. I've already fumbled the start, so we might as well get straight into it. So we'll talk. We'll go through each positional area, and we'll start with the back line. We all knew this is an area of concern. So, what was my first rule? Don't overreact. Let's start with the last list spot that might come up. Tom Blamise, 23-year-old, who enjoyed a break at 2025 after making the move from Sandringham to Frankston, playing across halfback and midfield. He'll fight with Zach Becker for the final list spot. A 22-year-old premiership player from Sturt. Zach Becker was impressive. Fumbled like a lot of players early, especially the first half. Just got to dust the cobwebs off sometime. It'll be the same the next couple of weeks playing against opposition. All teams will be rusty. People will overreact. That's what people do, and that's what I'm not going to do. I'm going to try not to do, but I'm sure I'll overreact with certain things. I'm a little more measured though. I've matured. That's what happens when you are 47 years old and you're seeing the highs and lows of life, I guess. All right, back to Zach Becker. I'm not expecting him to be this breakthrough player and play 23 AFL games or 24, whatever it is now, but he will add some depth to a depleted backline. Unfortunately, Blake Threadgold might miss most of the year. Cord did his calf, so he's on a modified program. Josh Goda might not be alive. Hopefully, he has a pulse. So there's an opportunity there for him. Great skills, really lethal right foot. Seems okay one on one. So see what happens. Didn't see too much of Blamise to see if he has it. We'll probably miss out, unfortunately, if there is only one list spot to fill in. Maybe he goes back to Frankston and dominates and then gets on the list mid-season in the mid-season draft. Who knows, I guess. We'll have to wait and see on what happens there. The three tours in Common, Logue and Pink all did well, I thought, but they are prone to really bad turnovers. They make me nervous with their foot skills. It seems like we want to keep possession, go short and try and break through teams that way, but they had their moments, let's say, where they butchered it and it hurt on a couple of occasions. But that's what you're going to get with those three players. When the ball goes in long, and they're really good in a contest, especially Griffin Logue. He kills a contest pretty well. Charlie Common is a very good intercept player, and Toby Pink did well as well. The smalls in McKercher and Daniel will do what they do. Kirch looks like he will play halfback and as well as Caleb Daniel. But there's nothing really more to add to those two players. They did what they did yesterday. McKercher is going to be a big offensive weapon out of that half back line. But I suppose the talking points, a couple of other players that went in the half back line or back pocket, whatever you want to call it, rebound defenders. Cooper Harvey played half back. Good skills, and I still rate him and like him. But a lot of work to be done one-on-one. I also don't think you can play Daniel, Harvey and McKercher all in the back line together. Too many holes and weaknesses. Similar to Robert Hanson, who played backline second half and did well. Good skills, hits targets. But you can't be playing McKercher, Daniel and Hanson together. So, yeah, one of them will miss out. And it's not going to be McKercher or Caleb Daniel. Definitely not. So they're probably going to be on the outside looking in, but there's always opportunities. I think Luke McDonald, who has a wrist issue, will be the lockdown defender with Kirch, Daniel and Hardiman. And the three tools make it up the back seven. So probably not not great, and it is our biggest issue on a park. And I don't think that's going to change too much. I know I'm not overreacting, but there's a body of work there with these individuals that, we're going to struggle a little bit in that back half. Now, let's go to the midfield. Do we need to chat about Shees or what now with you? Not really. We know how good they are. Shees has bulked up a little stronger in the contest. Wardlaw to be added in that mix as well. CCJ in the ruck for Sherry. People talking about that, but what was my first rule? Don't make me tap the sign. Don't overreact. He will not play round one. He got his minutes in. I think he's had a modified program as well with a calf injury. Didn't do much. Goad looked better playing in the blue team in the second half. Put on size, moves really well for his height. I think he's about 206, 207 centimetres. Just looks like Luke Jackson when he moves. He'll get games this year. I don't know if he'll get games early, but he'll get games this year. There's no doubt about that. Luke Urquhart played well, has worked really hard on his kicking skills. Was fumbly early like a lot of players, but we got excited about him this time last year, and then they played him in the forward pocket and back pocket and every area besides the midfield last year in the VFL. The club seems to be really frothing him at the moment, but he won't get a game unless there's injuries. He has good depth there, though, and played well. That's all you can ask at the end of the day. He gives himself a chance. Still a concern that if we lose a stoppage that no one can defend. We've seen a couple, like Luke Urquhart's goal was really good, but no one was going with him really. I think Luke Parker was chasing him, and he's 34 years old at the moment, so he's probably not going to catch many. But maybe it will be better when Sherry is out there. But the clearances when we lose him is going to be a bit of a worry. The way we lose them, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. But the midfield is supposed to be the strength, and you can't base your whole game plan on the midfield. I know when Brawley's came in, he wanted to build the team from the midfield out. But look, teams that have got a good system are generally teams that don't have the greatest midfield. I think Hawthorn were last in clearances last year. GWS, who really wanted to get Clayton Oliver into the club because they really struggled in clearances last year, but they still played finals and they had a good system to back them up. So that's going to be what I'm going to be looking for mainly in the next couple of weeks. Forward line. Now, people panicking that Tringbath was in the seconds team. I'm not going to. Don't make me tap the sign again. He'll get games. They've got a stack of forwards: Larkey, Darling, Zerha, Curtis, Zane Dersma. Maybe Goad will go down there. Maybe CCJ. Then you have the smalls. Luke Parker may play there. Costanti, Hanson Jr., Bench, Zach Fisher, Lockie Doveston, who's a lock for round one. Charlie Spargo, who's back at the end of Feb, so should be back soon. It's a full program to play there. So there's a lot of options. Will Thursfield even admitted that the reason we have put Cooper Harvey in the back lines because we have too many forwards. So he may miss early rounds. Who am I talking about? Don't even know who I'm talking about. So I don't know if you can play Darling. I'm talking about Trimbath, aren't I? So he may miss the early rounds. I'm not sure. I don't know if they can play Darling, Trimbath, Zerha, and Larkey all on the same forward line. So it's going to be interesting to see how that goes. Darling played well. He kicked 2 goals in the first couple of minutes, I believe, but he won't be around forever. Doveston, talking about him, he's the type of player we need, a real pest around the forward line, kicks goals. I know the comparison is Nick Watson, but he's a better set shot than he is. Took his chances in the third quarter and kicked 3 goals. He'll be exciting to watch this year and has earned his chance to play round one. I'm still high on Zach Fisher. He's zippy around a 450. I think he's a very smart player and knows where to find the ball. His skills are good. There's a body of work there from his Carlton days, but I think they will play Jacob Costanti. His ceiling is limited. He plays a role, and Clarko loves his role players. Paul Puopolo, case in point. I think he can play a role as a real defensive forward on opposition's best rebounding defender. I think a good game for him last year. He did a great job on Lockie Ash last year, who was absolutely on fire and kept him to like 15 possessions when he was averaging about 25 to 30 every week. That may be his role, and the pushback from supporters, including me, will be huge when he gets named round one. But put him on maybe Connor Rosie round one if he plays half back. Couldn't have done any worse than Darcy Tucker did last year on him, who was a possessionless, and Connor Rosie did whatever he did. So, yeah, I mean, that's probably a role for him. The young kid, Isaiah Markovsky, was really impressive as well, but we have too many of those types, so forget him, unfortunately. Curtis played really well and looked trimmer, but he's still very strong and did some strong stuff. He's going to have a big year, did some really crunching tackles. I don't mind him pinching in the middle every now and then as well. It doesn't look like there were too many effects from his off-season troubles, which is great. Looks fit and fiery. Now, I've got a chat here. Someone's come into the chat. So, Jamo23XS, thoughts on Urquhart. Looked great yesterday, but don't see how he can make the side until Parker retires or we get injuries. Yeah, I think I mentioned that just before, and I agree. He probably won't get into the team early, unfortunately, unless there is injuries, suspensions, really poor form. I think yesterday we're still got to add a George Wardlaw, and there was a reason he was in the seconds team. But really, look, he's put himself in the frame, and that's all we can ask at the end of the day with Luke Urquhart. So I'll continue here. Zerha, and he may be a player that towards the end of quarters may drop in the back line as a spare player, similar to a women's program with Kate Sheila. Maybe try and not concede so many red time goals, which we've been quite good at over the years. I think we are the worst in the competition at that. So maybe it's more my bias because I watch North Melbourne every week, but we seem to concede a lot of goals in red time. Larky was pushing up the ground a little bit, so look out for that a little more this year. It might give more space to Zerha and Curtis inside that forward 50. A couple other notes. I think Bailey Scott was in the blue team first half, didn't do much on the wing. Tom Powell, and he played about a half, had a groin complaint during the week, but doesn't look too serious, so that's always good. Zane Dursma, and he needs to play forward 50. I really don't know if it's going to work in our environment. Too many forwards. Did a beautiful left foot in the orange team. Might have been the second quarter to the goal square. Might have been second or third quarter to the goal square to a teammate, a VFL listed player who kicked the goal from the square. Yeah, he has oozes of class, very talented. You can see why he was selected in the top five. Because whenever he touches it, he does something every time. If I had to take a guess, and this is very early, and I hope I'm wrong, but he'll be in and out of the team this year, and then we'll leave at the end of the year. There was a lot of talk about that last year, so we'll have to wait and see how his year progresses. But like I said, there's so many forwards. I mean, Cooper Harvey might say, oh, let's just put him back in the forward line, and that probably just adds more competition right there. Another forward that did really well for the Orange team predominantly was Matt Whitlock. Kicked 5 goals. He'll play forward in the reserves and kick goals. Needs to fill out more, but has a beautiful set shot and took his chances yesterday. Good kid and adds depth as well, but won't get games early. Will Dawson had a good first half for the Orange team, but won't get a game early. Still raw, needs to develop in certain areas. He's one work, needs a lot of work still too. So, but that's fine. I'm happy for him to play in the reserves and develop there. Dylan Stevens, he did a terrible turnover in the back pocket. I think it might have been last quarter. I'm not super high on him, and they rave about his fitness, which is important, and he did improve last year. And we'll get a game round one. I think he'll be a lock on that wing for round one. Finn O'Sullivan, he has hit the weights, looked very classy as well. Not sure where they play him this year. He may have spells in the middle, but maybe playing predominantly on the wing. You can see why he was such an early pick, and maybe the best player in the drafts someone to really get excited about this year. Love his work. Riley Hardiman will be a senior regular this year. Loves his left foot and still needs to develop his rebounding and really get himself in dangerous spots on the offensive end when we do get that intercept or we do get the ball in the back half. But he's a very good player already. Jai Simpkin, he was coasting, but will play wing, so no stress with him. Some of these senior players are just coasting through at the moment. Zach Bench did a couple of nice things, but I've probably got him just down on just down a little bit on that depth chart, and I think the club might as well. I think he was predominantly on the orange team, went in the blue team in the second half for spells. So I think he might have been the second quarter or third quarter. Halfway through the quarter, he changed teams. So, which is very rare. Usually they wait till the end of the quarter, but they told him, go from the orange to the blue team, or it might have been vice versa. I can't remember exactly, but yeah. So, look, most important thing is don't overreact. That's it. That's about it. They're my notes. Let me know if I've missed anyone or maybe not talked about someone enough. But yeah, look, don't overreact, don't underreact. Just sort of stay balanced. I know there's people already talking about, I think we're going to struggle this year because the skills weren't great, but it was very windy yesterday in an open field. And this time of year, you're going to get fumbles. Players are still working on things. They're still working on their skills because there's not too much football work. It's like January is mainly trying to get that fitness base up, and then you sort of get the skills work in towards the end of January. So yeah, a few things to work on. So yeah, but the main area of concern will be the back line. I think we all know that. We didn't have to watch yesterday and to see that, and you probably won't have to watch over the next couple of weeks. But don't overreact. Don't make me tap the sign. But that's it from that. So a little bit of a short podcast, and there's not much really to talk about. In case anyone did miss it, they're my notes. There's plenty of notes from other people as well. So today I will finish off with an AFL Keeper League fantasy draft that was organised by Nick, a fan of the show. It's an 8-team league with list spots of 40 players. I think it's a dream team scoring system and not Supercoach. I haven't done it for years, and I didn't have much of a strategy other than building a team from the outside in. Shout out to Brady Rawlings, who did it the opposite way around. For me, it was stack the back line and forward line, get those dual eligibility players, go young, forwards, mids, defenders, mids, and so forth. I picked one, so lucky to get that, so I went Harry Sheezel straight away, forward, mid. Then my next pick was 16 and 17, and I took Colin McKercher. I thought I might as well. I'm going to pick some of my favourites, and I took Lockie Ash after that. So I'll go through the rest of my team. I know some of you people are going to yell with some of the players I picked up. So the back line, I went Miller Bergman because I believe he's going to play midfield a fair bit this year. Nick Blakey, Sam Banks from Richmond, who looks like a good rebounding defender. Midfield, Jake Saligo. I like him as a player. Sam Durham from Essendon, promising young player who's got upside. Sullivan Roby from Essendon, an early draft pick. Ollie Dempsey, who might play a little bit more midfield this year for Geelong. These last 3 games, he averaged 85 points last year, so that's good. Tom Atkins, I need to get a reliable 90-point scorer, so I got him. Samuel Cumming, an early draft pick from Richmond. I went to an experienced ruckman, Riley O'Brien, because I've got a couple of young ruckman, Project Ruckman, on my interchange bench. Harry Sheezel. I got the Hornet, Jason the Horn Francis, so a few people might tell me off for that, and he seems to be struggling, but plenty of upside for growth with him. I've got Joel Frazier from Bulldogs, someone I really rate, someone I really think is going to develop into an elite A-grade player, only 20 years old. Zach Bailey from Brisbane, I probably recency bias there. He had a really good grand final, so I assume he's going to continue that into this year. Big contract year for him. Riley Sanders from Bulldogs, plenty of growth there. I think it's Josh Lindsay from the West Coast Eagles, a rebound defender, apparently got a lethal left foot, can't tell you too much about him. Matt Roberts from Swans, Josh Smiley, second-year midfielder from Richmond, Cooper Duff Tyler, an early draft pick from West Coast, Justin McInerney from the Swans. So we'll see how we go with that. Ruben Jimby doesn't score much, so I'll give him a go. And then there's a lot of project players on the interchange bench that that I don't know too much about. There's a few North players I've decided to select. Taylor Goad. It is a keeper league. I don't know how many you keep though, so I probably should look more into that. Cooper Harvey, if he's going to play backline, get games, he might be a player that gets good scores. Cooper Trenbath, we play as a ruck forward, and Zach Fisher as well. So someone that may get opportunities and score well because he does seem to find a ball. So no, I thought I'd just finish with that. I don't know if you guys are at all interested in anything like that. So yeah, I thought I'd mention it anyway. It's good to watch other games and see how your players are going. So we'll see how we go with that. That's it for today's episode. So a very short episode, just getting my thoughts. I'll get a few of the boys on. We've got over next week, early next week, just to get their thoughts on anything, if they've seen anything that they might have liked or might not have liked. But like I said, we're not going to overreact. So, and I did say at the start of the show that was the theme of the show. So I'll be back next week. Don't forget, like, subscribe, leave comments, tell your friends about the show. I'll definitely be ramping it up. I think, our first game against Melbourne next week. Looking forward, actually. Last couple of days, I've been looking forward to the State of Origin tonight, so I might watch that. So why not? It hasn't come around and I don't think it's a bad time of year to play it. We'll see how Tristan Sherry goes, but I might not look forward to it if Tristan Sherry gets a bad injury or something like that. Touch wood, he doesn't. Anyways, that's it from me. Like I said, I'll be back early next week and probably later next week as well. So that's it. Bye for now, and go Roos.